Hello guys, myself Purva Vart and I am from Professor Rammege College of Engineering and Management, Badnera, Amravati. My branch is Electronics and Telecommunication, and today I am explaining a very important and interesting topic, which is Ruby laser. So let's start. Now we see that what is Ruby laser. A ruby laser is a solid state laser that uses a synthetic ruby crystal of aluminium oxide dropped with chromium ion as the active medium to produce red light of wavelength 694.3 nanometer. And the ruby laser is the first laser even made in 1916 by Theodore Neumann. In construction of ruby laser, we see the arrangement of ruby rod. Ruby rod is fixed inside a glass tube and circular ring surrounded on glass tube is called as xenon flash lamp. There are two mirrors in ruby rod. First is perfectly reflected mirror and the other is partly reflected mirror. A power supply is attached to the system, and this is a construction of ruby laser. Now let's see the working of ruby laser. The ruby laser works on the principle of stimulated emission of radiation. Now first we see the pumping. When the flash lamp is switched on, it emits intense light. The chromium ion is the ruby rod absorbs this light energy. The light energy mainly use green and blue light. The excited some chromium ion form the ground state E1 to the higher energy level E3. Spontaneous emission. The excited ion of E3 means metabolic state are unstable. They quickly drop to a metabolic state E2, releasing small amount of energy as heat. The E2 level of longer lifetime, so many ions collect here. So this condition is called population inversion. More ions are in E2 than the E1. The next is stimulated emission. Some ions in the metastable level E2 returns to the ground level E1. When one photon of wavelength 694 nanometer pass by it simultaneous other excited ions to emit coherent photon of the same wavelength, phase and direction. This process is called as stimulated emission. Amplification. The emitted photon travels back and front between the two mirrors. One mirror reflects all light and the other partly reflected allows some light to escape. As light bounces between mirrors, the intensity increases. This is light amplification. Emission of laser beam. The partly reflected mirror always a small portion to this amplifier red light 694 nanometer to pass through it. This emerged beam is a laser output, intense, coherent and monochromatic. Now this is a last topic, application of ruby laser, holography and medical field. First, holography used to produce three-dimensional image of object because it gives coherent and monochromatic light. Now, in medical field, used in eye surgery like removing tumors and repairing defective retina. Also used in dermatology for removing tattoos or birthmark.